Okay, strategists, let's talk about White Claw. White Claw, you have to understand it's a beverage company, right? There's nothing really that rare about it. It's not like a jet engine or a pharmaceutical company, okay? They're just making a beverage. And like the the cost to entry into that market is really quite low. So barriers to entry are low. That's a problem. Switching costs are low. Oh my gosh, that's another problem. This is a crappy little market from a lot of perspectives anyway. It's competitive as heck, right? So I would not want to be in that risky of a market, especially unless I was in my 20s and 30s. But there's nothing unique, particularly. There's no core competency that we can really tie our head around. So, damn, what have we got? Well, if they're going to make it and they're going to keep going, White Claw has to keep producing products. And I know some of you put down, well, they should go into other markets. Yeah, I get it. But do you know how hard that is? You got here as White Claw, the seltzer manufacturer or beverage company. And now you want to go into other things. Do you know how much expense you have to put out for that with the R&D, the development, and then all the marketing material? It's costly. So you got to be careful how you're going to do that. You can't just flip from one to the next. So their best first move is hire a bunch of innovators, okay? And then maybe look at some adjacent markets that maybe make sense, that have like some gaps in them, okay? So holes in the perceptual map that they could easily fill. But there aren't, if there are not any, then don't do it because you're going to end up wasting your money. The other option would be to take any companies that come on, or maybe buy a company in another market and capture the product and the licensing for it, and then you get rid of the assets, and unfortunately you get rid of the people, okay? And so you bring it in and you absolutely embed it in your company, and you develop a secondary SBU, and you begin marketing under that brand also, almost separately, because although you're bringing it underneath the wholly owned business, you don't want to tarnish that brand, right? So you want to keep it a little bit separate. Those are the things that they could do. But primarily, their first step has to be keep making new product. All right? And it's going to be